Hey guys, welcome back to Props 88. Yes, this is the Neptune Pro by Elegoo. And do I recommend it? Highly recommend it. Been using it for almost 2 years. And we make here at Props 88, we make movie props, Magic Band scanners, Megabot toys, and this 3D printer is invaluable. It's a beautiful printer, and it's simple to use, and it's inexpensive. It's $159. How can you beat it for a printer that can do so much? I'm going to show you my tips and tricks on this printer, leveling it and cleaning it. Let's Props 88 this. First thing we're going to do is clean the bed. Let's start with that tip number 1. How I clean it and get some good adhesion. Okay, here's our little magnetic bed. There's a lot of glue on there, you can see. I use a combination to stick things on this bed. Number 1, I highly recommend this product. That's glue and also a glue stick, a combination of both. Sometimes you might have a print that's not sticking. No matter how many times you level it, it doesn't stick. Well, combination of these two guys, and you're good to go. First thing we do is clean it with this, and then we'll apply our glue. Do a little bit of both, just to show you. Yeah, let's take our little Ready 3D cleaner. Remember, any cleaner, let it soak on there for at least a minute. Like that, let it sit in there, let it soak. Come back, then we'll wipe it off with our rag. Microfiber rag. Cleaner is actually breaking up the glue so we can wash it. Then I use hot water. Brand new again. Now that the build plate is all clean, make sure it's always dry before you start printing anything. So we'll put them down here nice and neat, like this. Get him out of the way. That's nice and neat, okay? I'm going to go over a few tips. First, if you ever feel like your printer is not, or shaking rather, the bed, see this little belt here? Just tighten it ever so slightly. Give it a turn, a little quarter turn. Make sure that that belt is nice and tight. Also, the same thing with this. If this is too loose, that'll prevent you from having good prints as well. So you can always tighten that by this knob over here. I have mine adjusted pretty good. Get this over here. Just like that. So it's nice and tight, doesn't wiggle. Like I said again, this belt is very important. Okay, that was tip number 1. I guess tip number 2, really. Okay, now we're applying the glue. This Ready stuff, like I said, I'm not being sponsored by it, but I love it. We're just going to put that on there. And what you do is just go like this. It makes a little puddle, and you just go around it. The whole bed. And I push like this. Like this. This bottle lasts a long time too. Then I'll just move this over here. Make sure we get that whole bed. Like this. There we go. That's it. That's all it is. Now that's done. Now, like I said, if you have a heavy duty print or a problem print that just won't stick, it might be the filament. Some filaments are just made different. Like I have problems with gray filament, black filament I have no problem with. Then I need to add the little glue stick. So what I'll do with the glue stick, I'll just show you here. I'll just do one section over here for now. Now, for example, if I was going to print over here, I put the glue stick on like this. Like that. And sometimes I just take my hand really fast to check it out. Like that. I usually put it in the middle because it's where I print. And if I put it on too thick, I can always wipe it off. But then I might just go back to spread that glue. Go back over here, smoosh this down over here like this, and that'll spread that glue. And trust me, once this is on, nothing's really coming up that bad. The next thing I want to talk about is bed leveling. See over here, we'll press level, and it'll do its thing. We'll tap on confirm, and it'll go to its home position. But what I highly recommend, once you level the bed, level it twice, not once, twice. Level it first and just shut it off, and then level it again and turn it off. And then you should be good to go. Twice seems to work with this. Little things that I've discovered in the last 2 years that I think make a big deal, and perfect prints. Let me show you why this thing is doing this. Actually, I'm going to tell it while we're talking. I'm going to say calibrate the bed. This is part of it. It'll heat up the bed and go to well, the steps. Here, okay, now that while that's doing that, look at these things I've been printing. These things are huge on this printer, and it sticks beautifully, and they print beautifully. So I'm very, very happy with this little printer. Plus, if you go to the Elegoo site, you'll see that it's only $159 for this printer. I mean, you can't beat that price for what this thing can do. On this screen, we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to put it in here. Simply use the up and down arrow keys on the screen and move the paper back and forth until it becomes a little bit snug between the bed and the nozzle. Just going to get it right. So now I have a little tug on the paper. Now that we're done with this, take the paper out, press the back button, and it's supposed to be all level. Well, that's good, but the next thing to do immediately after this is turn it off. That's it. Turn the printer off and then turn it back on again. And let's do this whole procedure all over again. That way you know you have a perfectly level bed. And shut it off after the second time, shut it off again, turn it back on, and you're ready to go. Well, that'll do it for today. So if you guys are starting out with 3D printing, or if you're an experienced user and want a new printer, you want something that's affordable, don't want to spend a lot of money, but want something dependable, and the Neptune 3 Pro will do the job for you. See you in the next video. Again, thanks for watching.